Once upon a time, there was a fellow who withheld information every chance he got. Okay? We don't know who he was, but what I've got is a little information to share that he withheld earlier. So, anyway, there is a special number coming up here because there is a sonnet written by Shakespeare that's tucked inside one of his plays. As our president would say, a lot of people don't know that. Okay. Anyway. So, is Jackie Roble here? Oh, please, come on down. Okay. So, Jackie's going to share with us a sonnet that appears in Romeo and Juliet.
Hey, hi everybody, once again. I'm Jackie Roble.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand to soothe that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Oh, good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints' lips and holy palmers too?
Well, aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do, they pray. Grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take.
Okay, go. And for those of y'all that don't remember, Jackie Roble, Dave Merritt. Now, I'm pretty sure I had more stuff to say before the next group starts, but I don't remember what it was, and so therefore let's start the next group.
Good evening. My name is Barbara DeSera, and I am reading Sonnet 26. And Shakespeare was 400 years before his time. You can never tell, or you can tell, that this is definitely unisex. And it is written, and to those who don't know that word, think of texting, okay? So she's, or he, whoever, is texting. Lord of my love, to whom in vassalage thy merit hath duty strongly knit, to thee I send this written embassage to witness duty, not to show my wit. Duty so great, with wit so poor as mine, may make seem bare in wanting words to show it, but that I hope some good conceit of thine in thy soul's thought all naked will bestow it, till whatsoever star that guides my moving points on me graciously with fair aspect, and puts apparel on my tattered loving, to show me worthy of thy sweet respect. Then may I dare to boast how I do love thee. Till then, not show my head where thou mayest prove me.
Hi, my name is Ted Willis, and I'm reading Sonnet 27. And as a teacher who's coming near the final stretch, I found this sonnet to hit a little bit harder to home than I had actually imagined. Weary with toil, I haste me to my bed. The dear repose for limbs with travel tired, but then begins a journey in my head to work my mind when my body's works expired. For then my thoughts, far from where I abide, intend a zealous pilgrimage to thee, and keep my drooping eyelids open wide, looking on darkness which the blind do see, save that my soul's imaginary sight presents thy shadow to my sightless view, which, like a jewel hung in ghastly night, makes black night beauteous and her old face new. Lo thus, by day my limbs, by night my mind, for thee and for myself no quiet find.
Do you have any important announcements you want to make to people here? Or should I sit down and shut up?
No, I'll do it.
Stan, could you stand up?
This is my 4th year doing sonnets, and this is Stan's 3rd year doing sonnets. We've thoroughly enjoyed doing these together, and hopefully we'll continue doing these together, but after tonight, this will be the last time that both of us do it single, because we're getting married on June 1st.
And just in case somebody doesn't believe that, Stan will make the same announcement. Do you need the microphone?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you. So my name is Banu, and I'm reading sonnet number 28. So in this sonnet, Shakespeare is talking about how he desperately misses the love of his life. And he uses imagery and personifies day and night. And he feels like the day and night are ganging up on him, trying to punish him. But he says that his love is so bright that it shines even on a cloudy night, or cloudy day. And even when the stars don't sparkle at night, his love sparkles. He's really love-struck in the sonnet. So here you go. portion that I attempted in Tamil, which is one of the South Indian languages. So please forgive me, Shakespeare. நான் மகிழ்ச்சியான நிலைக்கு எப்படி திரும்பிச் செல்வேன்? ஓய்வு என்பது எனக்கு கிடைக்கவில்லையே. பகலின் வாட்டுதல் இரவிலும் தொடர்கிறதே. நாள்தோறும் பகலும் இரவும் என்னை துன்புறுத்துகிறதே. இரவும் பகலும் ஒன்றோடு ஒன்று சேர்ந்து கொண்டு என்னை வதைக்கிறதே. பகலோ என்னை கடின உழைப்பிற்கு ஆளாக்குகிறது. இரவோ என் களைப்பை நீக்க மறுக்கிறது. நீ எங்கோ வெகு தொலைவில் இருக்கிறாய் கதிரவனே. வான் மேகங்கள் உன்னை மறைத்தாலும் என் காதல் பிரகாசிக்கும். இருள் சூழ் இரவே, உன் வானின் நட்சத்திரங்கள் மின்னாவிடினும் என் காதல் இருளில் ஜொலிக்கும். ஆனால் என் செய்வேன்? பகல்கள் என் துயரை நீடிக்கிறதே, இரவுகளோ என் துக்கத்தினை வலுவாக்கிறது. Thank you.
Now, if you ever wanted to see what it looks like when we got two English teachers back to back, okay, it's coming up here.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Maria Raphael. I'm retired from the English department at NC State, and I've got sonnet 29. And I memorized this poem when I was 14. I'm 70, and I still say it because it's like a prayer for me. It's a prayer about it's a poem about gratitude for the people in my life and one's life who love and ennoble us. So two short notes, though, about this poem. You're going to hear two words, old English words, or words that are old in English. We don't use them anymore, and yet they seem familiar to us, but we might need to just be reminded of Shakespeare's meaning. We don't mean these, we don't use these words in quite the same way. So the first word that you'll hear is bootless. And it doesn't mean not wearing your boots, right? Anyone want to know? Who knows what that word means? Bootless. It means something that has no effect, doesn't work out, it fails. Okay? And the next word is haply, H-A-P-L-Y. And when you hear this word recited, you're going to hear happily, but it's haply. Anyone know what that means? Yeah. By circumstance, by happy circumstance, usually. Okay, we do have a word, hapless, like to be a hapless victim of something. That's the opposite, or something like the opposite. But happily means just like out of nowhere, this thing happens to me. Okay, sonnet 29. So with that in mind. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to him more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art, that man's scope, with what I most enjoy, contented least. Yet, in these thoughts myself almost despising, haply, I think on thee. And then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings.
I'm Madison Doss. I too teach English, high school, not college. Seems to be a theme tonight, lots of teachers. I would be, I'm going to be doing Sonnet 30, which I picked, and I've never really kind of felt connected to this sonnet. Like, I didn't really think it applies to me. It's about this narrator is looking back on his life and thinking about regrets that he has and lost loves and all his friends that have died, and it's kind of sad. And I was like, yeah, things like that don't really happen to me. I'm pretty young. And then about a month ago, one of my students was killed in a car accident, and it kind of like really changed my perspective. And I started to think about, hey, like my friends could die tomorrow, which is really sad. But the great thing about this sonnet is it has this beautiful couplet at the end, where like after the narrator has spoken about how sad life is and how he has all these regrets and all these terrible things happen, he talks about thinking about a friend of his and how it brings him peace, and then he's kind of happy again and isn't thinking about his sorrows anymore. So, Sonnet 30. When to the sessions of sweet, silent thought, I summon up remembrances of things past. I sigh the lack a thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. Then I can drown an eye, unused to flow. For precious friends hid in death's stateless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and moan the expense of many vanished sight. Then I can grieve at grievances forgone, and heavily from woe to woe tell over the sad account of forebemoaned moan, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end.
Hi guys, my name is Bill Gaither. This is my first time here, and I'm enjoying it. Not to be outshone by the two preceding readers, I made a synopsis of the poem. I'm going to read a synopsis first, and then I'm going to read the poem itself. It's a little hard to follow, so here's the synopsis. I gave a piece of my heart to each of the lovers that I loved, and when they broke up with me, they carried away the pieces of my heart. But now I find that they fell in love with you, and gave you their entire hearts and all the pieces of my heart. So now you, fairest creature, have all of my heart, have all my love. That's the first level. Then he also pulls in another train of thought. When my lovers left me, I grieved for them as if they were dead. But now I find that they were alive still. They fell in love with you, and you slew them on the battlefield of love. Now you have won from them all their beauty and good characteristics. When I look at you, I see all their features and all their beauties and good qualities. Once you get past the imagery, this is a rather beautiful profession of love. It says, in effect, fairest creature, I loved you with all the love that I've ever loved anyone in my life. And I see all the beauties and good qualities of other lovers gathered together in one person, you. I think the final couplet is actually very good. Okay, here we go. Thy bosom is endeared with all hearts, which I by lacking had supposed dead. And there reigns love in all love's loving parts, and all those friends which I thought buried. How many a holy and obsequious tear hath dear religious love stolen from mine eye, as interest of the dead, which now appear, but things removed, that hidden in thee lie. Thou art the grave where buried love doth live, hung with the trophies of my lovers gone, who all their parts of me to thee did give, that do of many now is thine alone. Their images I loved, I view in thee, and thou, all they, hast all the all of me.
Is this it?
That's it.
Yay.
Okay, the microphone's right over here.
Here, okay.
That's fine.
No.
Oh, no need?
No,
Okay,
no,
well. I have a loud mouth.
Well, first thing y'all need to know is that Doug didn't know he was doing this until this afternoon.
So done.
Yeah. I got, could say I got my first look at this about 2 hours ago, so bear with me. Oh gosh, I gotta put in my passcode. Okay. I am Doug Kapp, and this is Sonnet 32, and in the short time I got to look at this, I realized there is a sonnet even harder than some of the other ones I've done. And also, I picked just a couple of thoughts out of it. It's all-consuming present love and future loss. If thou survive my well-contented day, when that churl death thy bones, I'll repeat that. When that churl death thy bones with dust shall cover, and shalt by fortune once more resurvey these poor rude lines of my deceased lover. Compare them with the bettering of the time, and though they be outstripped by every pen, reserve them for my love, not for their rhyme. Exceeded by the height of happier men, oh, but vouchsafe me this loving thought. Hath thy friend's muse grown with this growing age? A dearer birth than this his love hath brought, to march in ranks of better equipage. But since he died in poets better prove, theirs for their style I'll read, and his for his love.
For those of you all that were here an hour ago when I was talking about Pequod Productions will be producing Coyote on a Fence sometime in the next year or so. Doug and I will be co-directing that. Okay, just so y'all know.
Hi, I'm Larry, and I just want to ask, how many of you just arrived at this hour? You weren't here last hour, just a few of you. So I'm going to repeat an announcement. There are 4 of us here representing Goodly Frame Theater in Greensboro, North Carolina. And we came out here, our director Meredith Stevens is here, and I'm one of the 3 that came with her, and we thought this event was important enough for us to travel out from Greensboro to take part in. And hopefully, perhaps we can persuade you to consider traveling out to Greensboro to see our production of King Lear, May and June. If you can remember goodlyframetheater.org, or you can just go to Eventbrite and type in King Lear, you'll see us.
Where is Meredith?
Here.
Okay, make sure you send me something that I can forward to everybody.
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm in the cast of King Lear, and
Playing which character?
the title role. Thanks a lot. So now you gotta come out and see it. And if you're familiar with the story, there's quite a bit of heartbreak. Sonnet 33. Full many a glorious morning have I seen, flatter the mountain tops with sovereign eye, kissing with golden face the meadows green, gilding pale streams with heavenly alchemy. Anon, permit the basest clouds to ride with ugly wrack on his celestial face, and from the forlorn world his visage hide, stealing unseen to west with this disgrace. Even so, my sun, one early morn did shine, with all triumphant splendor on my brow. But out, alack, he was but 1 hour mine. The regent cloud hath masked him from me now. Yet him for this my love no whit disdaineth. Sons of the world may stain, when heaven's sun staineth.
Hi, so my name is Stan, yes, and I am so blessed to be able to say that on June 1st I'm marrying that guy. This is amazing. And this, I'm so happy that this is up. This makes me so happy. Tall guy struggles. So I'm going to be reading Sonnet 34. Why didst thou promise such a beauteous day, and make me travel forth without my cloak, to let base clouds o'ertake me in my way, hiding thy bravery in their rotten smoke? 'Tis not enough that through the cloud thou break, to dry the rain on my storm-beaten face, for no man well of such a salve can speak that heals the wound and cures not the disgrace. Nor can thy shame give physic to my grief. Though thou repent, yet I still have the loss. The offender's sorrow lends but weak relief to him that bears the strong defense's cross. Ah, but those tears are pearls which thy love sheds, and they are rich and ransom all ill deeds.
When I was browsing the sonnets to make a selection for this year's Fairest Creatures, I came upon this one and found it familiar in a quite unexpected way. Clouds and eclipses stain the moon and the sun. A little bit of research revealed that I had not gone mad. Sting wrote that song in the 80s, and it's on his Dream of the Blue Turtles album. And until now, I just had never realized that it was Shakespeare inspired, and that a chunk of the lyrics come straight out of this sonnet. Wow. This sonnet is about a troubled relationship with a faithless lover, and Shakespeare talks about feeling that his conflicting emotions are at war with each other. Sting writes, "I've been too many years at war with myself. The doctor has told me it's no good for my health." So he has moved on from this relationship. 400 years later, Sting is so over this relationship. So over it that the title of the song is "Consider Me Gone." Shakespeare, however, is still quite entangled in this problematic relationship, as we'll see in Sonnet 35. "No more be grieved at that which thou hast done. Roses have thorns, and silver fountains mud. Clouds and eclipses stain both moon and sun, and loathsome canker lives in sweetest bud. All men make faults, and even I in this, authorizing thy trespass with compare, myself corrupting, salving thy amiss, excusing thy sins more than thy sins are. For to thy sensual fault I bring incense. Thy adverse party is thy advocate, and 'gainst myself a lawful plea commence. Such civil war is in my love and hate, then that I an accessory needs must be to that sweet thief which sourly robs from me."
Now, everybody knows that 30 days hath September and all that kind of stuff, okay? Now, every month has at least 4 Thursdays. Some months every year have 5 Thursdays. On the 5th Thursday of every month, we get together to read at Triangle Radio Reading Church. okay? What is Triangle Radio Reading Service, you might ask? Okay, it's a special radio station for blind people where we read the newspaper every day and we do other special stuff, okay? But anyway, anybody that's interested in recording your sonnet in a clean audio file, what you want to do is email me to let me know this so that I can get these in my database at the station, because we're going to share what we're doing tonight with the blind community, okay? And so don't change your email address, okay? But, because I'm not going to change mine. But anyway, here is my reading partner.
Good evening, my name's Marty Lamb, and this is my first year here, and I hear that grads are welcome. So my ad is that I teach gentle yoga and stretch and restore yoga at the Y on Hillsborough Street, Alexander Y. Come to my classes. The sonnet that I'm reading is sonnet 36, and as in 35 where he was all entangled, this guy's all entangled too. And it has to do with a love thing that is very strong, but there's a spite between them that steals sweet hours from love's delight. So it's going to be very important that they part. Let me confess that we too must be twain. Although our undivided loves are one, so shall those blots that do with me remain without thy help by me be born alone. In our two loves there is but one respect, though in our lives a separable spite, which though it alter not love's sole effect, yet doth it steal sweet hours from love's delight. I may not evermore acknowledge thee, lest my bewailed guilt should do thee shame, nor thou with public kindness honor me, unless thou take that honor from thy name. But do not so, I love thee in such sort, as thou being mine is thy good report.
Hi, my name is Bill Lamb, and I'm here because my wife asked me to be here. I didn't choose this poem, but I just got back from a visit with my son and his two sons, and I think I understand why Sonnet 37 chose me. As a decrepit father takes delight to see his active child do deeds of youth, so I, made lame by fortune's dearest spite, take all my comfort of thy worth and truth. For whether beauty, birth, or wealth, or wit, or any of these all, or more, entitled in thy parts do crowns sit. I made my love engrafted to this store, so then I am not lame, poor, nor despised, whilst that this shadow doth such substance give, that I in thy abundance am sufficed, and by a part of all thy glory live. Look, what is best, that best I wish in thee, this wish I have, then 10 times happy me.
I'm Judy McCord, and I have Sonnet 38. I chose it because I have just started doing some writing in the last year, inspired by the love of my life, Mac McCord. And this sonnet is about an inspirational love. 38. How can my muse want subject to invent, while thou dost breathe that pour'st into my verse thine own sweet argument, too excellent for every vulgar paper to rehearse. Oh, give thyself the thanks, if aught in me worthy perusal stand against thy sight. For who's so dumb that cannot write to thee, when thou thyself dost give invention light? Be thou the 10th muse, 10 times more in worth than those old 9 which rhymers invocate. And he that calls on thee, let him bring forth eternal numbers to outlive long date. If my slight muse do please these curious days, the pain be mine, but thine shall be the praise.
Hi, my name is Nick Bonitsky, and I have sonnet number 39. And
y'all, remember we done heard his mom earlier.
oh, and that's my mom over there in the corner. When I was doing some research about this particular sonnet, I found out that it's, I think in addition to sonnet number, was that 36 that I think you had, because it's also talking about the two lovers that need to part. So, here goes. Oh, how thy worth with manners may I sing, when thou art all the better part of me. What can mine own praise to mine own self bring? And what is it but mine own when I praise thee? Even for this, let us divided live, and our dear love lose name of single one, that by this separation I may give that due to thee which thou deservest alone. O absence, what a torment wouldst thou prove, were it not thy sour leisure gave sweet leave to entertain the time with thoughts of love, which time and thoughts so sweetly doth deceive, and that thou teachest how to make one twain by praising him here who doth hence remain.
Good evening, everybody. I am Ron Chase. I am performing with Goodly Frame Theater, doing King Lear. So I urge you all to come see that. It'll be an insane show, I can guarantee that. I will be playing the King of France, Oswald, and Edmund. And I have Sonnet 40. Take all my loves. My love? Yea, take them all. What hast thou then more than thou hadst before? No love, my love, that thou mayest true love call. Oh, mine was thine before thou hadst this more. Then if from my love thou, my love, receivest, I cannot blame thee, for my love thou usest, but yet be blamed if thou thyself deceivest by willful taste of what thyself refusest. I do forgive thy robbery, gentle thief, although thou steal thee all my poverty. And yet love knows it is a greater grief to bear love's wrong than hate's known injury. Lascivious grace, in whom all ill well shows. Kill me with spites, yet we must not be foes.
Just push it.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Hello, my name is Adya Sharma. My mom is Seema Kukreja, you may know her. I'm 6.5, and I'm going to be reading, and I'm going to be singing sonnet 41. Those petty wrongs that liberty commits, when I am sometime absent from thy heart, thy beauty and thy years. Full well befits, for still temptation follows where thou art, gentle thou art, and therefore to be won. Beauteous thou art, therefore to be assailed. And when a woman woos, what woman's son will sadly leave her till she have prevailed? I me, but yet thou mightest my seat forbear, and try beauty and thy stray youth, who lead thee in their riot, even there where thou art forced to break up twofold truth, hers by thy beauty tempting her to thee, time by thy beauty being false to me.
That was her first time reciting Shakespeare. Yes, you've done.
Hello!
Yes, okay. So, my deepest apology. Okay, so I've been doing the Hindi translations of the sonnets for last 4 years. So, after all the palpitations you put me through, I'll see how many mudras can I get with the Hindi translation of the sonnet 41 that my daughter just read. वो सुंदर गलतियां जो स्वतंत्रता से उत्पन्न होती हैं जब मैं कुछ समय के लिए अपने दिल से अनुपस्थित हूँ, तेरा सौंदर्य और तेरा साल पूरी तरह से बताते हैं अभी भी प्रलोभन नहीं है जहाँ तू है, कोमल तू है, इसलिए जीतना है तुझे, सुंदर तू है तो क्या मार डाला जाए तुझे? और जब एक औरत पहल करे तो किस महिला का बेटा उसे छोड़ेगा? काश मुझे तुम चुनती, लेकिन फिर भी तुम मेरी जगह को ले सकते हो, और तेरा सौंदर्य और भटका हुआ यौवन जो तुम्हें वहां बहलावे में ले जाते हैं, फिर दोहरा सत्य बाहर आता है, तेरा सौंदर्य अपनी ओर लुभाता है, तेरा सौंदर्य जो मेरे लिए एक विश्वासघात बन गया है।
Awesome as always, Seema, and your daughter made me cry.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aditya Sharma, and she's my better half. So I'm an MIS professor. So I've got it in binary. Okay. 1 0 1 0 0 1. Okay. So I've been doing it for now 3 years. Pretty much started because she was doing it. So I've always been fascinated by how different cultures express similar sentiments, for the emotions that humans feel. And so this sonnet that I'm going to read, sonnet number 42, has got things about unrequited love and how the lover is betrayed and those thoughts. And even then, he's trying to find some silver lining, right? Clutching on the straws, as they say, some good things about his lover. So I'll recite a couple of verses from Urdu poet, and then I'll say the sonnet in a second. So one of them is saying, उससे मैं कुछ पा सकूं ऐसी कहाँ उम्मीद थी, उससे मैं कुछ पा सकूं ऐसी कहाँ उम्मीद थी, गम भी वो शायद बराए मेहरबानी दे गया. Which means that I will get anything in return for my love to her. There was no hope of that. But even the sorrow that I got from her was like a gift. Then the next line is, सब हवाएं ले गया मेरे समंदर की कोई, सब हवाएं ले गया मेरे समंदर की कोई, और मुझको एक कश्ती बागबानी दे गया. Which means somebody actually sucked out all the wind from my ocean of love, and then left me with a boat with a sail to maneuver my life after that. So that was the thought in that verse. So now I'm going to say our sonnet for today. That thou hast her, it's not all my grief, and yet it may be said, I love her dearly. That she had thee is of my wailing chief, a loss in love that touches me more nearly. Loving offenders thus I will excuse, yea. Thou dost love her, because thou knowest I love her. And for my sake, even so doth she abuse me, suffering my friend for my sake to approve her. If I lose thee, my loss is my love's gain, and losing her, my friend hath found that loss. Both find each other, and I lose both twain, and both for my sake lay on me this cross. But here's the joy, my friend and I are one. Sweet flattery then, she loves but me alone.
Number 43. I was born in 1943, so I just said, okay, I'll do 43. And we're back now to Nights and Days, and we're back to Unrequited Love, and we're back to, at least as I read in the research for this, I think there's a young boy involved with Shakespeare, and I think there's also a woman, Cherchez la femme. So he's back to Night and Day, number 43. When most I wink, then do my eyes best see. For all the day they view things unrespected, but when I sleep, in dreams, they look on thee, and darkly bright are bright in dark directed. Then thou, whose shadows doth make bright, how would thy shadow's form happy show to the clear day, with thy much clearer light, when to unseeing eyes thy shade shines so? How would, I say, mine eyes be blessed made by looking on thee in the living day, when in dead night thy fair imperfect shade through heavy sleep on sightless eyes doth stay? All days are nights to see till I see thee, and nights bright days when dreams do show thee me.
Hello everyone, my name is Xu Guangguo and I come from China. My English name is Sonnet. It's very easy to remember. Today I would say two thanks. First I would thank the Alexander to give me this chance to reading the sonnet, Shakespeare sonnet. And second, I would thanks for my ESR teacher, Freya, and she told me this information about reading the sonnet. So I would thanks every day, and especially I would thank the Freya give me this chance to learning and to protect my English, reading English. And now I would read the Shakespeare sonnet 44 for us. And the second times I would read it in my native language, Chinese language. Read again. Sonnet 44. If the dark substance of my flesh were thought, endurance distance should not stop my way, for then, despite of space, I would be brought from limits for remote, where thou dost stay. No matter then, although my foot did stand up the farthest earth removed from thee, for nimble thought can jump both sea and land, and soon and think the place where he would be. But thought kiss me that I am not thought to leap large lengths of miles when thou gone, but that so much of earth and water wrought, I must attend time's leisure with my moon, receiving not by elements so slow but heavy tears, bunches of either womb. Now I read again in Chinese language. 莎士比亚14行诗第44章，那距离远的害人，我也要出发，只要我这个笨重的肉体是思想。这时顾不得了远近了，从天涯海角，我也要赶往你所待着的地方。那没有关系的，虽然我的脚站在这块土地上，离开你非常遥远，敏捷的思想能越过大陆跟大海，只要一想到自己能到达的地点。但是啊，思想在绞杀我，我不是思想。你去了，我不能飞渡关山来追踪，反而我是土和水做成的，这样我只得用叹息来伺候无聊的空闲。俩元素这么纯，拿不出任何东西，除了泪如雨，两者的悲哀的标记。Thank you.
Now, Christine is going to pretend she's just a regular person like the rest of us, okay? But let her introduce herself as who she really is.
Wow, Kurt. Well, first of all, my name is Christina Bejan, and happy Orthodox Easter. So my family's from Romania, and this is the weekend that we celebrate Easter. I wanted to say thank you to everyone. This is a very emotional time for me, and I'll probably cry, because I moved to Raleigh 2 years ago, not knowing a soul. And the theater community welcomed me and gave me a family. And so many of you are here tonight. Judy, Mac, Kurt, Janice, Ted, everyone, Seema and her family, and thank you. You don't know how much, not just that it means to me, but you don't know what gift you've given to humanity by doing that. I was really in a low place. So thank you, and goodbye, because I'm moving to Denver. So.
But we will let her know when we're doing this next year.
Yeah.
And rumor has it that full professors can take off whenever they want.
And last year I read a sonnet alongside the love of my life, who I am joining in Denver, so it all has a happy ending. I am reading Sonnet 45, and here we go. The other two, slight air and purging fire, are both with thee wherever I abide. The first my thought, the other my desire, these present absent with swift motion slide. For when these quicker elements are gone, in tender embassy of love to thee, my life, being made of four with two alone, sinks down to death, oppressed with melancholy. Until life's composition be recurred, and those swift messengers returned from thee, who even but now come back again, assured of thy fair health, recounting it to me. This told I joy, but then no longer glad. I send them back again, and straight grow sad. Thank you, Kurt.
Just, yeah, I mean, I like to embarrass everybody, okay? But last year, Christina read in English and Romanian, okay? And Jess followed her with a sonnet in which the legal profession was kind of a theme, and he showed up in a robe with a hammer. Yeah, it was quite good. Okay, not to try to say that this was not as good. No, I'm just kidding. But how about a hand for Christina?
Hi, I'm Michelle Harris, and I want to thank my sister-in-law Lori for bringing me to this my first time. I chose Sonnet 46 because I think the war that we have between what we see and what we feel is something that we all struggle with. And how many times have you seen somebody that you thought, oh, that person's not all that beautiful, then you get to know them and you realize they really are beautiful, and then the opposite can happen. And so I think this sonnet does a good job of saying that you need to pay attention to both, that they're both valid, and that they both have a part to play. Mine eye and heart are at a mortal war. How to divide the conquest of thy sight? Mine eye, my heart, thy picture sight would bar. My heart, mine eye, the freedom of that right. My heart doth plead that thou in him dost lie, a closet never pierced with crystal eyes. But the defendant doth that plea deny, and says in him thy fair appearance lies. To side this title is impaneled, a quest of thoughts, all tenants to the heart, and by their verdict is determined the clear eye's moiety and the dear heart's part. As thus, mine eyes do is thy outward part, and my heart's right, thy inward love of heart.
Hello, my name's Freya Helmer Sindemark, and yes, I am an ESL instructor. I chose sonnet number 47 because it spoke to me right away. My entire family is scattered across the globe. I have a daughter in Sweden, a daughter in Australia, a son in California, and a husband who is venturing across some remote part of Pennsylvania at this moment. He travels 100%. So I'm always gratified to see pictures of my family. It gladdens my heart. And my mother, she's in New Jersey. Betwixt mine eye and heart a league is took, and each doth good turns now unto the other. when that mine eye is famished for a look, or heart in love with sighs himself doth smother, with my love's picture then my eye doth feast, and to the painted banquet bids my heart. Another time mine eye is my heart's guest, and in his thoughts of love does share a part. So, either by thy picture or my love, thyself art present still with me. For thou not farther than my thoughts canst move, and I am still with them, and they with thee. Or, if I sleep, thy picture in mine sight awakes to my heart and to hearts and eyes delight. Now in Swedish, på svenska. Nu först Nu är det fred för ögonen och hjärtat, det ena mot det andra väldigt stämt. När hunger efter dig har ögat smärtat, när hjärtat är av kärlekskvall beklämt. Med ditt porträtt det tjuste ögat fästar och bjuder hjärtat njuta färgens spel. En annan gång hos hjärtat ögat gästar och tager i dess kärlekstankar del. Så är du med din bild och mina tankar, fast borta, dock närvarande hos mig. Du se, hur långt du än i fjärran vankar, är jag med mina tankar dock hos dig. Men slumrar de av bilden i mitt öga, mitt hjärta väcks till fröjder himmelskt höga. Tack så mycket.
Now, I was planning on just walking across here and not saying anything. And then it occurred to me that my father being a Norwegian and my mother being a Swede, I grew up hearing from my mother everything that's wrong with Norwegians, and my mom saying everything that's wrong with Swedes. Therefore, I know everything that's wrong with me. But I'm certain that everybody is aware that we have a day of the week called Woden's Day. Yeah? And we also have a day named Thor's Day. We also, please stand, Freya. We also have a day named Freya's Day. Okay. And because I feel compelled to share every shed of nonsense that occurs to me, I thought I'd share that with y'all. Let us continue.
Hi, everyone. My name is Benrud. I'm from China. I'm a student of Freya. Yeah. I'm reading sonnet 48. A little nervous. How careful was I when I took my way? Each trifle and the truth bars to thrust, that to my use it might unused stay. From hands of falsehood in shoe words of trust, but thou, to whom my jewels trifles are, most worthy comfort, now my greatest grief. Thou, best of dearest, and my only care, art left the prey of every vulgar thief. Thee have I not locked up in any chest. Say where thou art not, though I feel thou art, within the gentle closure of my breast, from whence at pleasure thou mayst come and part. And even thence thou wilt be stolen, I fear, for truth proves thee wish for a price so dear. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Scott Rentz.
And I was told I get 60 seconds to plug things. So, I'm going to be in Harvey. Now, as it's originally written, it's about a 6-foot tall rabbit. But for some reason, my director figured it should be 7 foot tall.
And we don't know why.
I know, he didn't explain it. And it'll be at Harnett Regional Theater in Dunn. And we open May 10th, Friday, May 10th, and then we'll do it for 2 weekends. And also, Kurt says I can plug, on Facebook, I started a Facebook group. It's a sketch comedy group of the Triangle. So if any of you would like to build or be in sketches, we'd love to have you. Okay, I'm going to do sonnet 49, and I chose this because it was the only one available to me. Against that time, if ever that time come, when I shall see thee frown on my defects, and as thy love hath cast his utmost sum, called to that audit by advised respects. Against that time, when thou shalt strangely pass, and scarcely greet me with that sun thine eye, with love converted from the thing it was, shall reasons find of settled gravity. Against that time do I ensconce me here, within the knowledge of mine own desert, and this my hand against myself uprear, to guard the lawful reasons on thy part. To leave for me thou hast the strength of laws, since why to love I can allege no cause.
Okay, before I introduce myself, I just wanted to say, it's Christina, right? Yes. Okay, so I was sitting there when you were talking, your story really spoke to me, and this is about a journey, and it ends almost on a sad note, but I wanted to add that whether Shakespeare wrote this about himself or about somebody else, I think that this person was an overthinker. And when they got to their destination, they found that their grief quickly turned into joy. And I think that they had a positive experience. So I think that's going to happen to you. You seem like a really awesome person. So, okay, so my name is Candace Hescock. I'm going to read sonnet number 50. And I picked it because I said, Kurt, is there anything left? And he said, 50's left. And I said, okay. Okay. So, pretend there's a horse right here. How heavy do I journey to the way? When I seek my weary travel's end, doth teach what ease that repose to say, thus far the miles are measured by thy friend. The beast that bears me, tired with my woe, plods duly on to bear the weight of me. As if by some instinct the wretch did know his rider loved not speed, being made from thee. The bloody spur cannot provoke him on, that sometimes anger thrusts into his side, which heavily he answers with a groan, more sharp to me than spurring to his side. For that same groan doth put this in my mind, my grief lies onward, my journey behind. That's it.
You guys are going to have to excuse me for just a moment. So pretend that we've, I don't know, suspended everything for a second. I'll be right back. Candace? Okay. So, right now, we're about to do a really quick raffle of the next round. But I'm going to take a minute to point out they do have concessions, as I can prove. But prior to that, I want to point out that an archaeologist looking around through the ruins in Stratford, England, discovered that some of the tobacco pipes there had residue of cannabis in them. And so they hypothesized that Shakespeare might have had a little help in his what shall we say here, his
Creative process.
who said it? Raise your hand. Okay, see, that's the Swede that says that. In the creative process. So this is sonnet number 155 out of 154. And think back to number 116, and it says here, let me not to the ripping of sweet reef admit impediments. Bud is not bud which hath seeds, bro, and insufficient leaf, or lots of stems and other kinds of crud. Oh no, it hath crystals like unto snow, fallen upon Mount Blank's or towering peak, Mount of Olympus, Poseidon's hydro. Nor too wet, nor too dry, and yet it reek. Buds not merest cannabis sativa, though the botanist Swede christen it thus. Bud chasten oft hearth vibes with a cleaver, except if the dealer was a bit sus. If this be error, and upon me smit, I never toked, nor man e'er lit. That, my friends, is sonnet 155, so to speak. Okay, Judy, would you mind coming out here and seeing who gets to win the next thing coming up here? All right. And okay, now the way her voice sounded, it suggests that it's yourself.
Oh, no.
Okay. Once or twice a year, I can get my glasses on my face on the first try. Zhuangao Guao. I'm so very sorry. It's X-U-N, X-U-G-U-N. Now, don't go away, because I was too stupid to bring what you're supposed to win with me on stage. So y'all just sit here and applaud for him while I go back. Now then, this, because it's in an envelope, where I cleverly put the initials in the upper right-hand corner, where he can put a stamp and subsequently mail something else if he wishes to. This is 2 tickets to Burning Coals. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right, superb. Okay, all right, next we're gonna have one more round. Seema, you might as well get up here since you're looking like you don't mind sitting still. And we're gonna do another round here. Go ahead and pick one out.
Abracadabra.
Y'all, those are magic words.
Oh, like, okay.
All right, we thank you. Sit down and shut up. Dara Lynn Warner, no, she left already. Okay, so she gets to be in the major drawing tomorrow night. But how about Van Garrison? Van Garrison, are you here? Okay, no, okay.
Try again.
I'm sorry?
Try again.
First chance I get. All right. How about, Candace? Now see, this is particularly special because not only do y'all get to look at me, you'll get to look at an attractive woman. Okay, but anyway, she gets to have this, okay? Whatever it is, okay, it is, no, I'm sorry. It is a concerning King Lear. It says, create your own Victorian working theater. Well, if you enjoy this, make sure you enjoy yourself. Okay? Now, we're going to get together again in 10 minutes. And so what I'm going to do is set my timer, and then I'll come out here and harass you all when it's time to get together again. So enjoy yourselves.